spirit is rising, she's rising, she's rising. The spirit is rising, it's rising, it's rising. The spirit is rising, they're rising, they're rising.
Hi, Coven.
Hi, AMZ. Hi, listeners.
Hi, Risa.
Hi.
Let me just tell you all that this happens every time where Risa and I get on to, recording, and then we start talking, and then we go, oh, wait. We need to add this in. So we have
every
to
time
do some masterful editing or stop and restart.
Yeah, because we go from like talking about the details of our lives, unpacking those things, and eventually it crosses a line where we're like, oh, this is the podcast. I didn't even know this was the podcast today, but now I know, and we're in it, and we didn't set it up at all, and we have to fucking restart. Anyway, that just happened.
Yeah, but you're with us in this conversation, and here we are. So let's get right into it. Start this story again.
Okay. So I've been like solo parenting for a couple of days. And of course, like, we all got sick, and it's like we're rural, we're in the mountains, we're in the woods, we're alone. It's like the last time someone called the fire truck, it took a half an hour. Like, so I've just been like trying to like manage my own calm and really just listen to the kid and treat her like the teeny that she is. And also like repeatedly notice that when she was fucking wilding out or like just deliberately pushing my buttons or causing shit, every time I could be like, hey, you're not really acting like yourself. Are you having some feelings about something? And she would be like, yeah, actually, I'm really scared for dad. Or like, like she's able to be like, oh, you're right. Like, yeah, I'm really scared you're going to get sick and I'm going to be out here alone. Like, yeah, well, that's terrifying. So that's fair. Like, that's a fair thing.
Let me just put this into a little bit of context so our coven mates don't get scared for you. Mark is away for a non-health related, we're not scared for dad because he's in the hospital or anything. We're scared for dad because he's on the road and he's not here.
He's just on the road, and she's 4.5. And she had this recent intense encounter with all of our mortality when her grandmother got sick and died in like an intense 6-month period. So she's very newly aware that people could die. And so it kind of comes out. So anyway, these have been like the dark moments of my soul but also so brilliant to see her just like model for me what's going on with all of us, like she's just like kicking things, causing shit, like looking me dead and doing the thing I just asked her not to do, like really just trying to get in trouble, but is able to, when I'm like, oh, that's not like you, is there a feeling under there, to be like, yeah, there is. I'm terrified. It's like, oh wow,
that's great parenting though, for you to translate that so brilliantly.
Well, it's like it's all of us. That's literally, I have to do it with myself all the time. Like, why am I being so short or so hypercritical of myself and everyone around me? Oh, I'm terrified. It's almost always the answer. She's terrified. She's 4. It's moving through her body. And then, so she's sick. She's okay. We just have colds. We're fine. We had the plan, and this was my other like mantra this week. My entire like prescription for myself this week, and that I'm sharing with the coven, is purely mental. It's mental gameplay that is getting me through. I don't think I really have songs. Maybe something will come up, or books or anything. It's just all like, it's all a head game this week. But the other one was stick with the plan. It was like, we have a plan, stick with the plan. I don't have to pull the rug out under everything. I don't have to put everything up into question all the time. I'm very much like that. We have a plan, stick with the plan. It's okay. We're going to drive to my mom's. That was the plan. My first time, I only got my license like 2 years ago, and I've driven, an hour a day picking her up from daycare or whatever. on these mountain roads and highways and stuff. And I'm like, I've had enough practice. I did a little hour and a half drive to somebody else's cabin also up north. And I'm like, I can go into the city. I can cross that like Rubicon. I can get all the way into the city. That's the plan. I'm sticking with the plan. The kid was amazing today. She was like so helpful and so excited by the plan. And then I got on the Zoom with Amy. I'm here, arrived alive. I texted Amy. And got on with Amy, and she was like, were there near-death experiences? And I started telling her about the red pickup truck squish. So for a really long time, this red pickup truck was so close behind me on these, it's a highway, a fast highway, but it's huge curves around mountains. So it's kind of, you really got to be driving. You got to be like actively, controlling your car so it doesn't careen off a cliff or whatever. And this red pickup truck is filling my whole rear view with their lights. They're just so aggressively close for so long. And I was telling Amy, I had to like choose to narrate that experience to myself as, oh, like this poor driver is so scared of passing because there's cars going by in the faster lane, and like they're obviously terrified. Otherwise, they wouldn't just sit there for so long. And they don't mean to be intimidating. They're just like a big fast truck, and they can't get their timing right, and they're just poor them. Like, so it's a head game, and it's narrative. Like, I don't know anything about them. They're probably more aggressive than what I'm giving them credit for, but it doesn't do me any good in that moment to narrate that person as my enemy. In fact, it doesn't do me any good in any moment that I've seen. Like, I can almost always, in every experience I've been in, dissolve the violence and aggressiveness that I feel from another person by assuming that they are a good person who is perhaps terrified, like a 4-year-old. That at some level they are. And I know that doesn't apply equally across the board. There's some layers of privilege in that, for sure. I've seen like Black coworkers be treated like they're being very aggressive when they were just asking a question. So I think that whole dynamic is really different when you're being met with aggression that's totally layers of systemic racism coming at you. Like, that's a different experience. But for me, in this moment of driving, it was really helpful to just make a story about how this ridiculous driver was terrified. And then I was scared about people coming on the on-ramp because I haven't really had to deal with that much, and like just that timing. And another red pickup truck came flying, like decided they had to get faster than me. And the red pickup truck is behind me, so I was in a little tight, scary red pickup truck sandwich for like 45 seconds. But that was finally what made back pickup truck gather the courage to make the switch and get out of the slow lane.
Scared fast. But I mean, that I spent a lot of time in my life working in the service industry, and that's definitely like a mind trick that I had to play on myself, was like, this person is treating me shabbily because this service situation is the only time they feel like they have any power in their lives. And it's not that I didn't go home like shaking, because somebody was just like so rotten and horrible. But yeah, it's healthier for me to say like that person feels powerless, and this is the only situation where they can, cling to any kind of power. So they're going to make sure they exercise as much power as they can onto me.
Exactly. And for me, it's like I'm always looking for the path, like a stream, like I'm looking for the path of least resistance. Like sometimes I want to cut through shit, but I'm like, I don't want to spend my energy unnecessarily. I have cool shit I want to do. I don't want to be spending my emotional energy on road rage. Like they can all just weave around me. It's fine. I wish them the best. I have other cool shit I got to do. Like, off you go, I'm going to get my kid home. And it was a real reminder for me. Also, like, I felt more confident and more centered and more anchored and this is going to sound weird at first, but solo parenting than I often do in team. But that's only because I had to. You know? Like I can't lean on him and like let my fears take up more space when it's just me and her. So it kind of teaches me that like I have reserves of control, reserves of energy, like I have coping, you know?
Yeah, and you have ability to make decisions on your own that don't require a consultation. You know, you can trust your own instincts. For sure, it's a good exercise, I think.
Yeah. We certainly get way more shit done when we're together, and it's way more fun. So, you know, and I miss him. But it is good to be like, oh, I can just click back into that mode where like, mommy's got this. Don't worry, kid. 100%, I got you. I got you down. You don't have to worry. That's the prescription.
You said you didn't bring a song, but agree to disagree. The song you brought today is Man in Motion.
Right.
Yeah. Which is one of the cheesiest songs in the world, but I defy you, listener, go and try this. This is the challenge. This is not a prescription. This is a challenge. Listen to this song, also known as St. Elmo's Fire. And I defy you not to feel like inspired. Like it's so cheesy. And at first you're like, oh, really? And then you're like, wait a minute, I can do anything.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, yeah. Amy sent it to me when I was trying to pass my driver's test again. And I've told this story in longer forms on the podcast and in the next book and stuff, but she was like, just the last thing we'd been talking about it was the next day. And she was like, song as spell, Man in Motion, dance it out. It went on the playlist today. The playlist was also Heavy Magic today. It was good.
Yeah, you made a confident driving playlist.
Yeah, car power playlist.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was quickly assembled, but it definitely had me like distracted enough to be singing loudly and not freaking out.
Yeah, I'm a nervous passenger. I just feel like I wasn't meant to go fast.
Right.
You know? Yeah. I just feel like, you know, between the tortoise and the hare, I'm the tortoise. I always get there, but you know. So I'm anxious like in moving vehicles, like
I know
when final, but if I can find a song on the radio that I like, it's like a respite. It's like a balm. Like I get 3.5 minutes where I'm not thinking about my anxiety, about going full throttle in the windy mountain roads. I'm just thinking about, you know, whatever song is there. And again, like this is sort of what we do all the time, is like finding music that is a balm. And certainly if you need like I can do this, then Man in Motion, click that link.
Totally. How are you this week? What's getting you through?
I am like fully, I don't remember if it was last week or the week before, where I was like, I've got one dancing shoe and one like boot of capitalism on my neck. And I kind of am still carrying that, but now I've managed to like bring a poet and an artist into it to bring it all together. So my era right now is William Blake, Songs of Innocence and Experience. So for those of you who haven't heard of it, like William Blake was this visionary poet, and he also made like etchings, illustrative etchings to go with his work. And he had this strange and new process that he used to make his etchings. And this process came to him in a dream. So you can just take that part, set it aside, and stick a pin in that part. Like, listen to your dreams. You have no idea what they might have for you. But Songs of Innocence and Experience is like 2 sets of poems. And the Innocence poems are like tra-la-la, it's spring, tweedledee-dee, birds. And then the songs of experience are like, oh, the sorrow. So it's this set of two poems, and that's where I am. I brought two songs today to sort of illustrate songs of innocence and songs of experience, because that's where I'm at. Like I have created a really beautiful, wonderful, and privileged bubble of living in the quiet of the woods where things make sense and the birds are chirping and things make sense and coven meetings are like inspiring and beautiful. And then songs of experience are when I sort of look over the fence and I look into the world and I'm just like, I don't have the words, I guess is the word I'm looking for, but I also don't even have like a frame of reference for this feeling of just like every day. And I have taken a big step back from the news. Maybe that's irresponsible, but I don't know. Listeners, let me know. Like I'm struggling with being informed, because I feel like I'm living this like songs of innocence and songs of experience, and my ignorance in any situation is absolutely a privilege. So it's not one that I want to indulge too heavily to the point where I don't have an understanding of what's going on in the world. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm William Blake, Songs of Innocence and Experience. So the two songs that I brought are Vashti Bunyan, Diamond Day, which is again like la 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 la. And then something that I always return to in my songs of experience is Gil Scott-Heron, The Revolution Will Not Be Televised. Like I cannot sit down and watch this happen. You know, we always say like not nothing. What can you do? Something. And obviously this project has been so valuable for me for that we do a yearly fundraiser, plug yearly fundraiser, you know, and I feel like in some tiny way I'm contributing to the reenchantment and, you know, fairness of the world. So yeah, I'm just like trying to enjoy my Vashti Bunyan times when they happen, but also like recognize the importance of my Gil Scott-Heron too. That's where I'm at.
I think that that's a great piece of advice and prescription, is like to weave those times together. I was showing May, like we did a picture of like happy feelings on one side and like what that felt like, and then really scared, sad feelings on the other side. And we were thinking about how like, no, we're just these papers, like in the wind of time, like flipping back and forth, going up and down. Sometimes you get more happy, sometimes you get more sad, but it's always this, and it's all, I don't know. I think that's nice. I think that's okay. Also, I want you to know that someone in the coven, last time we talked about this, the boot of capitalism, thought that I said the heavy boobs of capitalism.
I saw that. Your new band name.
Yeah. So that's good. When you feel the heavy boot of capitalism, maybe we could just reimagine it's
I have the heavy
squishy
boobs. I have the heavy boobs of patriarchy already.
Yeah, you already have the heavy boobs
of patriarchy. I remember talking to a girlfriend of mine once, and I was like, you know, I was so self-conscious about them when I was younger, and so I sort of would like, you can't see me right now, but I'm sort of caving in my shoulders and caving in on myself. And she was like, patriarchy ruined your posture. And I was like, fucking patriarchy. Yes. I still like, I feel like I can't walk around like this because it's like
boobs out.
Yes, like a rabbit or something, you know what I mean? Like it's a bit. Anyway, patriarchy ruined my posture. That's another prescription, is fucking stand up straight. Fuck patriarchy. Don't be ashamed of your body. Don't let other people make you feel ashamed of your body. Yeah. La la la.
Take up all your space. Yeah. Here's the last song, and I've been listening to this a lot, and you know, if there's a pendulum songs of experience and songs of innocence, and Man in Motion is like songs of innocence, then my song of experiences that I've been listening to a lot is Ken Yates, When the Big One Comes. It's so put it under the category of like sad man music, which is a genre I enjoy for sure. Like I think men mourning themselves and mourning capitalism is like a good genre for me. I like to hear them talk about being sad about how fucked up things are. I don't know.
Yeah. Sad man is like non-toxic masculinity often, right?
Yeah. Sometimes they're probably toxic in their personal lives.
Oh, I'm sure.
A lot of the time, but um this Ken Yates song, When the Big One Comes, he just seems like he's really vulnerable about mental health and his own and other people's that he loves. And the repetition is just, I'll be holding your hand when the big one comes. I'll be holding your hand when the big one comes. And listener, I will be holding your hand when the big one comes. We're going to be together. I also listened to this circle of Indigenous elders on a Zoom link this week talking about Indigenous prophecy from all around the world about this time that we're in. And it was like uniformly joyful and optimistic. It was really like, I was surprised, and it was deeply uplifting and deeply beautiful. But it was a circle of people with some really, many thousand years of oral tradition, hundreds of thousands of years of oral tradition, and deep access to different kinds of prophecy that we have lost access to, being like, it's going to be okay. This is a time when really fucking great things are coming also. So I plant that seed.
I believe it. We do have a reference for this in nature of like the destruction of the seed being the point of germination, right? And the whole thing cracks open and it all falls apart, and then la la la.
Yeah. Some evergreen trees are categorized as fire resistant. And some are, I think the term is fire refuge, like they take refuge in the fire, and their transformation happens because of fire. They're so deeply connected, their birth patterns, their life and survival patterns, that they're fire refuge.
Yeah. That's the one.
That's the prescription.
That's the prescription.
Somewhere
Fire
in
refuge.
There. Fire refuge. Coven, we love you so much. Thanks for being with us as we think through these things every week and try to find, in our friendship and in our talking out loud to the universe about how we really feel and what we really want, our rooted ways towards each other, and to continue to work and resist and re-enchant the world.
And bless the fucking be.
Bless the fucking be.
Hi, sweet magical podcast listener. It's Amy and
Risa
here from the Missing Witches podcast. We wanted to let you know that we are getting ready for our annual May fundraiser for Native women's shelters. It's our third year. It's the fourth year that we've donated our proceeds, but the third year that we're doing this fundraiser. And it's become a community creation that we'd love to invite you to help us build this wave.
Every year we donate our own proceeds for the month of May from our Patreon and missingwitches.com. And then we started to put together a raffle with prizes donated by the incredible fucking magical artists, artisans, healers, poets, practitioners in our wide witch web. And it just got bigger.
So to participate in the raffle, just make a donation of $10 or more to the Native Women's Shelter of Montreal, or to your own local nonprofit supporting Native women or Native people that's close to your own heart and home.
And then just send the receipt for your donation to missingwitches@gmail.com, and you'll be entered in our great big prize draw. I think we do one entry for every $10 of your donation. So if you make a $100 donation, that's 10 entries, something like that.
That's right. Yeah. And to learn more about this project, you can check out missingwitches.com/reparations, or again, email us at missingwitches@gmail.com.
And oh my gosh, and oh my goddess, and oh my, all the goddesses. If you are a listener interested in donating a prize, we are fucking thrilled to hear from you. So please email us, same address, missingwitches@gmail.com, and we will be excited to celebrate you and share your work and join in this act of reparations and community love together.
Thank you. We love
Blessed
you.
fucking be.